I'm Doro Sir and welcome back to my channel. Just kidding. So, on today's case, we'll be discussing about Ali, the TikToker who ended up killing his wife due to jealousy. And just a heads up, if you are one who was, who suffered from a domestic violence relationship, physically, verbally, if you're still not in the right headspace, go ahead and check out. I'll probably see you in the next one, if so. So, with that being said, let's get on to it. So, Ali Abulaban was born in Staten Island, New York, and he was born in May 18th of 1992, which makes him a Scorpio. He, from what I did my research on, he grew up in Manassas, Virginia, and his family immigrated to the US from Palestine. And at a young age, he just knew that he wanted to be famous. He wanted that attention. He just wanted to be that entertainer. And he loved that and wanted that so bad that he even ended up pursuing a career in singing when he was a teenager. And right after he graduated, college, he began working as a IT network engineer for our federal government. So, while having that job, he was supporting his family, which was his wife, Anna Marie Abulaban, who he married in January 27th of 2017. And also, which included their daughter, who they had a year right after. And not much was found on Anna. I really did try, I really did dig, but I'm guessing there isn't just anything much. So Anna Marie Abulaban was born in 1993, and a lot of people would vary. Like I said, when I was researching her, it was very hard to get facts. Okay, so this is just things that it could be and it cannot be. So correct me in the comments if I'm right or wrong. And for my research, they would say that she was either born as well in Staten Island, New York, or that she was born from Okinawa, Japan. She ended up graduating from a technological university of the Philippines, where she earned her bachelor's degree in science. So both Anna and Ali were both interested in building up their social media platforms to the point where they wanted to leave their not basic, but their 9 to 5. They didn't want that. They didn't want the schedule. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to do full-time content. And Ali ended up finding his niche on TikTok, which basically he grew his niche by making little comedy skits and making impressions of the character of Scarface. And with that, he almost ended up gaining 100,000 followers on TikTok. And meanwhile, Anna was more focused on marketing herself as a content creator, as an aesthetic lifestyle. She was more into the influencer side that way. And Anna and Ali did create content together, and it was just here and there. It wasn't a lot of the times. It was just here and there. And their most popular video together is the one that blew up the most, because the irony of this whole case is just wild. Because in this video, it's Anna and Ali dancing, and they're just goofing around, they're just having a grand time. And on the caption, it says, when your partner is your best friend, or when your relationship is drama free. And in reality, it wasn't like that. So don't believe what you see on the internet. Don't. It's all fake. Come on. It's very rare when you find genuinely influencing people on there. Anna's and Ali's daughter would come out here and there. It wasn't all the time, but it was just here and there. Like I said, it wasn't. I'm guessing they wanted to also give her that privacy, to have something to themselves that way. And it was their daughter. And obviously, Ali now having that big of a platform, that following, there would be girls, those girls that would try it, and they were trying to shoot their shot at Ali to try to get with him, which was causing some commotion in their marriage. They were having problems, and the couple would then end up moving from Virginia to San Diego in February of 2021. And Ali would say that that move, after they moved from Virginia to San Diego, that's when their relationship started getting rocky. It started getting messy. And Ali said that they were fine and that they were perfect, but Anna, on the other hand, would tell her friends that Ali was getting really controlling and really jealous. And at times that it was his insecurities. And he was very insecure of all these new friends Anna was getting, and as well as all these plans. I mean, it comes with the jizz, you know, you're putting yourself out there, and it's marketing, you know, making friends like that, because you're gonna want friends in that kind of line of being a content creator. You're gonna want friends, especially friends who are doing the same thing. That is wrong, but you're gonna want friends to the same thing, and obviously they have to create content. They're gonna go out, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. And any time that Anna and her friends were doing something and Ali wasn't invited or wasn't wanted, more on that way, wasn't wanted in the group, he would literally want to know what she was doing the whole time. He would maybe end up calling her, texting her, seeing like, okay, who's there? Who did you talk to? What happened? And it wasn't even like just genuinely like oh, like how did it go? ¿Cómo te fue? Right? It was just more genuinely like, what did you do? Who did you talk to? More like in a way like kind of throwing it at her, like, why are you going out with them? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And Ali would say that Anna was being very jealous and selfish, and that all she wanted to do was party all the time and go out with her friends. And never there was Anna very like that, you know, like, yeah, she would go out, and he would hate the fact that, he would call it this, and he would hate the fact that Anna and her friends would have like Taco Tuesday, Women Wednesday, stuff like that, you know, girls night out. He didn't like that, and he just didn't like it because he wasn't there to control the situation or the whole plan. But the irony was, and his family was the one who attests to this, they were the ones who you know, put him back on like, hey, no, you're not a saint either. So Ali's family would say that he was the one who was more of a hardcore partier, and that occasionally he was the one doing drugs that obviously would make him be violent. And one of his cousins would come out and say that Ali one time ended up pulling a bag of cocaine, and he said it wasn't a baggie, you know, your regular twist and little baggie, you know, it was a bag, you know, a bag of cocaine. And he would just pull it out like nothing, and his cousins will be like, what the heck is wrong with you, you know, like, do you want us to go to jail? Like, do you want us to get in trouble? And Ali would come back and say with such, oh dude, I hate this, I hate this, but Ali would come back and say, I'm Jen Kid, I can do whatever the hell I want, nobody can touch me, nobody can tell me shit, you know, him with that pretending big dick energy, which he didn't have. So soon after, you know, the whole drama of constantly fighting and constantly going at each other, Ali and Anna's marriage would just get worse, you know, it would just be more toxic, more nasty. And their fights would literally escalate quickly after that, because police reported a lot of domestic violence incidents. And it was reported that a couple lived across from them, and they gave a testimony that a month before the devastating, you know, actions that Ali took, Anna ended up knocking on their door begging to use their phone. And they were kind of like, well, why do you need her to use her phone? And she told them that Ali, this is where I'm confused. Some say that Ali punched her or pushed her. And well, either way, it was still unnecessary to put your hands on her. And she would tell the neighbors that, oh, you know what? Ali did, you know, push me or punch me, and he took my phone away to prevent me from calling the police. Can I please borrow yours? But sadly, that wasn't, you know, the last time. Several times the police were called to the residence. Several times. And in fact, Sergeant Christopher Lay of San Diego Police Department, he would testify that Anna ended up calling the police a total of 9 separate occasions. That should tell you something. Like, how are you? And they wouldn't detain him. They would never arrest him during those 9 times, which is kind of, it baffles me. Like, if you see a situation, like, I'm just like, it just baffles me because, like, what the fuck? Like, it should alarm police, you know? But it didn't. So, like I said, police were called 9 separate occasions since July of 2021 and less than 4 months before Anna's death. So that was a lot of times. Like, come on, get it together. And Ali was never, like I said, he was never arrested or detained. And sadly, their 5-year-old daughter, she would witness Anna being physically abused. And let me just pause right there because I'm a survivor of domestic violence and you need to walk away. Because once your kids see that, it's like, and it's not even having them to see it, it's just, that's not love. You know, they're never gonna change. So get off that boat. They're never gonna change. If you're with them because, oh, well, I want my daughter or my son to have a father, it's better to be from separate parents, honestly, either co-parent or don't. Because at the end of the day, your child is gonna end up seeing that that's love, and you don't want them to learn that that's love. Some kids are gonna realize that it's not. Some kids don't. They're gonna be like, oh, well, my mom took it from my dad, so it's okay for me to do it to my partner. It's not okay. So please, 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 please get away from it. Do it for your child. And those who are saying that, like, oh, like, I have to stay with him at Huevo because of kids. You don't. Like, kids, if you're not happy, your kids are gonna see that and they're not gonna be happy. So it's time to just get off that bandwagon, honestly. You can't, because if you're saying that you're just staying with that person because of the kids, your kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna grow up fast. Okay, let's just say that. Your kids are gonna grow up fast. They're gonna end up doing their own thing, either going out to get their career, going out to get married, going out to do their own thing, and you're stuck alone with that person. So just save yourself and save your child from dealing with that. So sorry, I got a little touchy right there, but I just had to. So like I said, Anna's and Ali's daughter would occasionally see some of this abuse. And there was an incident where in September 2021, Ali pushed her and the police did nothing. And with that, Anna she finally like, okay, you know what? They're not doing anything. And Ali is taking note of that. You know, it's boosting his ego of saying, like, no one can touch me. You know, you're not going to tell me it didn't. You know, him already saying nothing can do nothing to me or no one can do shit to me. That boosts it. So it's like if he's hitting or pushing his wife aggressively, just putting his hands on her unnecessarily like that, he's going to take that as like, oh yeah, I'm right. No one can touch me. So Anna took that and she was like, you know what? No more. I'm done. No more. Some of Anna's friends would later on and say that Anna was trying to get a restraining order, but nothing was ever put on file that she actually did. So I really do recommend you guys doing that, reporting it. Don't feel like you're annoying them. Don't feel like you're lost cause. Keep doing it. Have a paper trail. Any little thing they do, have a paper trail. He hits you, send a picture to someone that you trust. Take documentation of it. If you know that they take your phone, make a separate email it to yourself, because then he cannot know that you have that email. Okay? So document everything and keep doing what you can to get out of that situation, or at least to get the help that you need to get out of that situation. So, sorry. I just want you guys to be careful and be safe, okay? Like, I don't want people repeating the same mistakes that I did, and and don't come at her or Anna saying that she could have left. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Do not say that. It is very hard to leave a mentally and physically abusive relationship. It is not easy, okay? It is not easy. And especially if you're from another city, it's not. With no family or friends, coming from me, it is not fucking easy. You know, it's not. So shut the fuck up if you think like that. Or you know what, don't even be here. Leave, honestly. Exit yourself out the doors that way. Anyways. So let's fast forward. Sorry, like I said, I'm just watching out for you guys. I care. So let's fast forward to October 18th of 2021. Ali ended up half-assing agreeing, and I mean half-assing agreeing, you know, like he was just doing it for show. Ali ended up half-assing agreeing to move out for a bit, you know, for them to separate, that they needed time apart. And he took it as time apart, but Anna was just very like, no, it's not time apart. We're done. I just want you to leave because this is my place. It's our place, but I mean, I have the daughter, you know, she needs her stuff here. She has everything here. And Ali was very consistent, like, no, we can do it, we can fix this, I'll be better, babe, I love you, don't worry. Good thing she did not fall for this. She was not having it. She was already done with all that shit of constantly having to, you know, just pick up the pieces and just keep her shit together, and having to, like, that's not a relationship, that's ownership, and you don't want that. Like, that is no. She finally realized that. So she was like telling him, no, I don't want that. I don't think that's gonna work for us. You know, like, let's just try to be friends at least for the sake of our daughter. But like I said, Ali wasn't having it, and Anna was just like, no, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a more serious tone for him to understand. And she was trying to do that by she was trying to file for legal separation, which you can do. And obviously Ali wasn't fucking happy about that. He was not happy. And later on, when they were separated at this time, he ended up secretly making a spare key to the apartment. And with that, he would just go occasionally in, you know, go in and out, just to see what Anna was up to, just to see, like, just to keep tabs on her, because she wasn't responding to him like she used to. They're not together, so she's like, I don't owe you that, you know, you're not my partner right now, we're not together, you know, yeah, we're still husband and wife, but we're separated, you know. So she felt like she didn't need to give an explanation to him what she was doing, and she was done right. She didn't need to give him an explanation of what she was doing. And Ali, having to hate the fact that he didn't have that, like, control over her or like tabs on her like that, he ended up making that spare key for that reason, to see what she was up to see if anybody's been in the apartment. So with that same key that he made a copy of, he would end up using it on October 21st of 2021. And earlier that day, on the 21st, he would sneak into the apartment, like I said again, snooping to see what he can, you know, get on Anna, or just to see what she's doing, you know, like how many times a day did she drink water, how many times a day did she take a shit, just shit like that, you know. So him not finding anything, he would just end up trashing it. And some say that he ended up trashing the apartment because he wanted to use this as like an excuse for Anna to come and tell him, like, oh, my place was trash, please come back. Which it didn't work, you know. Anna didn't suspect him at all of him doing it, you know. But she didn't call him, she didn't report to police, which she should have, but I get it. She probably also thought too that Ali would kind of use this against her, like, oh, look, see, I'm gonna take our daughter away, or you need me. And she didn't want that right now. She didn't want to deal with the fact of him throwing shit in her face. And before he left out of the apartment, his sneaky little ass, he would end up downloading an app where you can listen live on his daughter's iPad. And he just, after he was done downloading that shit, he just skedaddled out of there. And later on the day, when he was in his own world in his hotel room, I guess he was like, let me eavesdrop what they're doing, you know, since I have nothing better to do with my life. He ended up doing that, and it was quiet for a bit, and then he ended up hearing, Anna laughing in the background, you know, giggling. So he was like, oh, okay, maybe she's playing with our daughter and they're just messing around. But no. As he was hearing Anna giggle, he also ended up hearing a man's voice. And that man was also laughing a bit. And this man was later later on identified as Rayburn Baron, who was one of Anna's friends. You know, he was just there. He was just there, you know. Some say that they were already hooking up before Ali was, like before Ali even dipped from the apartment, but I don't know, you know. So as he heard that, just hearing another man's voice with Anna in their house, he was boiled, okay? So boiled that he ended up just bolting out of his hotel room, and he ran to the elevator so fast that there's footage. Supposedly there's footage, but I couldn't find it. But there's footage of him also running out of the elevator straight to his car. And Ali, you know, after he's captured, after doing what he did, he would end up saying that on his way there, he was like, don't have sex, Anna, don't have sex, Anna, don't have sex. Like, don't do it. If I'm not doing it, you're not supposed to do it. And it's like, dude, like if Anna, let's just say, because nobody ever came, you know, to light actually saying that there were, you know, sleeping with Ali or like talking to him in that way, you know, being the other Sancha, you know, the side hoe or the side piece. And it's just like, if it was true though, it's like how double standard are you, like, to think that, like, it just spoils me. It's the ones that are always cheating that always accuse the other one of cheating, you know. And he also said that he just was just so boiled, like that he was just screaming later on in the car, like as he was saying, don't have sex, Hannah, don't have sex, Hannah, don't have sex. He ended up starting yelling it in his car. And then he said, like, as he continued to hear them while he was over there, like heading on his way over there, he would end up like saying, like, and then I heard the most nightmarish shit ever. Like, he ended up hearing them being quiet, and then R&B music came on. So like that was just his initiation of like, okay, yeah, they're gonna fucking do it, or they're already fucking doing it. So he was like, no. And as soon as he reached the apartment, the very large luxury apartment, he ended up seeing Baron. He ended up seeing Baron on the couch with Anna, and Baron had his hand around Anna. And from there, he ended up just shooting Baron 3 times in the chest, as well as shooting Anna on the forehead, instantly killing her. And there's a lot of speculation on this too. Some say that he ended up catching them on the act doing it, or that Baron and her were just kissing, or that they were just not doing anything, and just the idea of having another man in their house was just so triggering for him that he just started shooting at them. And Ali, after everything was done, after he realized how much of a dick he is and what he did, you know, he ended up calling 911, saying that he found both victims, that he just got here and ended up seeing both of them. And the dispatcher would say, like, oh, well, what happened? What's going on? La, 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 la. And he would just say, like, look, I don't know. I just got here and they're dead, okay? So the dispatcher was like, well, okay, well, can you wait there at the scene until, you know, police and, you know, medics get there? And he was just like, no, like, I'm not gonna do that. You know, he just ended up just bolting from the scene. And he was all over the place. He ended up heading to his daughter's school. And on his way to his daughter's school, he ended up also calling his mom. And he told his mom, like, look, I killed Anna. Like, I did it, mom. Like, I killed her, and that was just it, you know. And a lot of people say that Ali's mom didn't believe him, or it was just, it's like I said, this case is like so new that not all the pieces are together. And some say that he didn't listen to his mom about her saying, like, well, calm down, come home or something, or what did you do, and this and that. And it's just bad, you know. When he finally arrived to his daughter's school to get her, he would say that the only reason he was getting her was because he was trying to protect her. He was trying to drop him off with a family member, you know, just trying to keep her safe, trying to protect her. But nobody could be sure because there was the gun that he killed Rayburn and Anna with was also in the truck or in the car. And so a lot of people believe him and then they don't believe him, you know. When he had his daughter with him, he just told her flat out, like, you know what, I hurt mommy, I'm sorry. But his little girl doesn't know, like, she probably thinks like, oh, you probably hit her again, you know. This little girl ended up, you know, going to school with 2 parents, and sadly she would only end up going with not one, like not even with Ali. And police already on, you know, Ali's tail, already having this history of domestic violence. They already knew right away who to go look for, and they ended up finding him 45 minutes later after the shooting. When he was being interrogated by police, he would try to play it off like, oh, I could have not done it, like I was the one who called you guys, you know, I'm so shocked, you know, playing it out, playing the victim. And police thankfully did not believe him. They were like, you're full of shit, like, tell us what's up, tell us what actually happened. And he knew they weren't buying it, so he's like, god damn, I can't play it out. And he ended up confessing that he just went to there, not even giving them a time to react, and just shot them. But some would say that he ended up not confessing at all, that they just took him in because he was a suspect. And he was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, and he ended up, like I said, he would be charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, and he would obviously end up pleading not guilty to it. The judge at the preliminary hearing would state that he would remain in custody without bail, which thank God, because imagine if they bail him out, he would have been on a plane somewhere else already. I truly believe it, since he feels like he's untouchable. And that same judge, who was the one at the preliminary hearing, would end up issuing a protective order to keep Ali away from his daughter. Sorry, I have to set this thing up. And obviously, like I said, this being such a fresh case, or at least in social media or out there in the news or anything like that, it wasn't put out there when his next court hearing would be. So some are saying that if he is, you know, found guilty, that he probably would be facing the death penalty, which I honestly hope he does. And Fox News would end up interviewing him, and you can just see it, like, through his freaking crocodile tears, that he was just, it was his moment for him. And he would say that, oh my god, he's even at everything that he done, everything that's already out there that he has done, it's just like, oh, he's so full of himself, and that just ticks me off. And he would say that he would confide in family friends, asking them for their opinion, like, oh, what should I do since me and Anna are having, you know, a hard streak right now. And he would say that his friends and family would tell him, like, oh, like, let her go, dump her, leave her, like, you can be with anybody you want now, you're famous, you can be with any model, you're so handsome, you know, full of shit. And that same lady would ask her, the one who was interviewing him, like, okay, but what about Anna? Could anybody else have Anna? And he would say, not while being married to me. So it's like, what a fucking hypocritical douche. So that being said, thank you so much for stopping by to another video. Please, if you are suffering from the same thing, serious moment, if you are suffering, you know, or in a domestic violence relationship, please leave. Please find help. Like I said, take every precaution. Like, take account of everything, you know. Like I said, if that person or that person hit you or said anything to you menacing or even threatening you, and if you know that they're the type to take your phone away or break your phone, you know, those, make a fake email, send it to that email. Trust a friend, send it to that friend, send it to someone you trust, you know. As well, if you're leaving that abusive relationship and you know that they're not stopping, from what I learned going to getting help myself. I was taught to always take documentation of everything that they do, even if it's not directly at me, even if it's posted out there. Also, always carry 2 phones. That second phone does not need to be connected. Remember, a phone that's not connected is still called to 911. So they already know your original phone. They don't know your side phone for calling 911. Carry anything with you: taser, pepper spray, if you can, a gun in case of anything. I know right now it's kind of tender, that gun stuff, but I mean, it does save lives. It does keep you protected. And if not, you don't feel comfortable, get a knife, get a pocket knife. I know there's a Winchester, it's called a Winchester knife, and it's one that you can just put in your pocket and just whip it out quick. You know, when you do use this knife, remember, be careful. You can hit the arteries, which is here, and in their leg and their thigh, inner thigh. That's where you can hit them at. When you're using that same knife, don't just stab and leave it in there. Stab, twist, pull out, because if you leave that knife in there, it's gonna stop the bleeding. Okay, so not only are you gonna stop the bleeding, but you're gonna lose your chance of surviving. You know, grow your nails out a little longer. I know with us acrylics, try to scratch, try to bite. If they take you and you know it's not gonna go well, spit anywhere, because your DNA is gonna be anywhere in that vehicle or in that place. I know I got really serious right there, but damn, my chest hurts. My chest hurts from trying to keep you guys safe. Just to also add, now that, you know, when we went through all that whole lockdown thing of COVID, there was now a sign for domestic violence, which is putting your hand up, inserting your thumb, and close. You can use this either when you're talking to someone online, through video chat, FaceTime, or even in public. People have tested it out in public and people do react to it, because now the good thing of TikTok, it's spread around the world. Now people know what that means. So that's also in hand if you're in a situation where they just took you, or you know you're not safe. Please use that sign, ask for help, do anything that you can, especially if you have children. So, like I said, thank you so much for stopping by again. I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, be safe, be smart, have fun. See you in the next time.